All right, what's up, everybody? Late night, Friday the 13th. Love it. All right, today's topic is can you really get your A&P in 2 weeks? So I've been doing it for a few years now, and before I even thought about the idea, it was it was something that's already been around for a few decades. So why would I want to do something that, you know, trying to reinvent the wheel here? So what I once I learned about the AMP, like months later, me and my friend at the time, he was my business partner, strategized on how to make this happen. Which I feel like if we can compress testing, especially in 2 weeks instead of 2 years, then why not? Right? It helps me focus. It's like the analogy I always use. Imagine you're cruising in your awesome Corvette. You're just cruising around 40 miles an hour. What's up? You're looking around. You're checking out who's checking your car out. You're trying to get that attention, right? So, but when you're take that car, the same car, and you take it 200 miles an hour, and probably this is your first time going that fast in a car, right? What's going to happen is you're going to lock in. You're going to focus on what's ahead of you instead of trying you can't even see anybody else because you're so locked in, right? And that's the experience students have when they come in and study in a fast track prep course. Okay, so if you're in the military already and you don't get your AMP, you're leaving uh, money, options, and freedom on the table. It's and here's the part that makes people mad. Some of you could knock this out in 2 weeks. And I've seen it so many times that people just leave it on the table. They leave it, where employers are looking for people, guys that have the AMPs. Depending on who they are, they might take you without an AMP, so they don't pay you for that 1 year, but then you will elevate. And you're going to realize that you're doing the same work as an AMP. So you're going to be upset. And um, but if I hear, especially from academia, is not that it is. They believe that the AMP is a scam, and but it's real. It all goes by you being authorized as a by the FAA. So they already vetted you. They already saw your credentials. They uh, reviewed your records and signed you off as a authorized to go take this exam, right? So the next step is that you go and take this test. So now you have this form that the FAA gave you, so you can go test. And there's a few ways you can go about it. You can go do it yourself, study on your own, study the books on your own, and you can still knock it out. FAA has nothing against that. It's like as long as you pass these exams. You can go to a prep course. Guess who else has prep courses? There's an ASVAB prep, there's a bar exam prep, there's the medical exam preps, there's Texas driver license prep. I know this because I had to get my brother a little prep course that he can take and he can study. So there's prep all everywhere, right? You don't have to take it. And normally these things are not FAA approved. You're not gonna get credentials out of it other than testing for that AMP. And that's where I think the confusion comes from is because people think that you're going to become a better mechanic all around. And it's like, it's impossible, to make you a better mechanic, right? You got years entrenched into you, habits that you developed over the years that you're going to learn some stuff, but you're not going to learn to be a better mechanic. It's just no time. And I think the funnest part was learning how to use the what's it called, the bucking rivets. So shooting rivets and stuff. I think that was the funnest part. But other than that, this is just the purpose of the even though that you've already taken or you already have experience, you did the hardest part, right? You've done the hardest part of developing your experience. Now, what FAA wants to know is that one, you backed it up with your experience. Now go learn the fundamentals. They want you to learn the fundamentals, the concepts. All right. So yes, you got this experience because I hear this all the time. Guys think like, oh, I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been doing this for 8 years. Why do I need a piece of paper? I was like, well, the piece of paper is gonna open some doors for you in your aviation career if you continue in the field. So a lot of hangars, require a certain percentage of A&Ps, or they require everybody to have an A&P to be working on an aircraft. So, if you're trying to get into majors, this is mostly the case, right? And you got to have your A&P. I mean, you can take aviation jobs. It doesn't require an A&P. But if you want more doors to open up and opportunities to open up, if you don't do it, before you leave, or you're just going on doing aviation maintenance without it, you're leaving a lot on the table, money on the table, especially. So um, this is why I did this. I developed this courses, this business, the nonprofit, so that way you can attain it the easiest way as possible. And I, I'm just a big believer in just getting shit done fast. Like I already have, a lot of these guys have multiple years of experience. Can you learn more? Yes, of course. And I would want to learn more, but in 2 weeks is just for you to get this license. And what you will hear very often in the industry when you first get your license is license to learn. Just because you get your A&P, you don't stop learning. You continue to learn. You keep growing yourself, developing more skills. Because a lot of us are, we are specialized or we are have a smaller scope than a A&P on the civilian side. They could do more. A lot of times, shooting rivets, being more of an electrician as well. So do those before you get out. But that's what you're going to be doing when you go into civilian world. Okay. Um, yeah, most AFSCs, especially fighter world, you're specialized and you don't have this of a broad set of skills like they do in the civilian side. But it's okay. You're going to be learning this stuff. They're going to teach you this stuff. If anything, they're going to take you to school or their training courses they may have, so you can do sheet metal properly, how they want you to do it. Okay. Another thing that keeps maintainers stuck or keeping them from really pursuing their A&P is uh, I'll just I'll just wait, procrastinating basically, waiting for things to slow down. You're in the military, nothing's gonna slow down. That time is gonna go by so fast, and you'll be 3 years in. Next thing you know, it's gonna be 15 years. I've been paying attention to some of my old, some troops that I've had. That this guy has gone all over the world already, and it's already what I think it's been 10, let's see, 17. So almost, yeah, he's been in 9 years, going on 10, or maybe he's already 10, counting tech school. But I was his, that was my last troop, and he just came in 17, I believe. So time goes by fast, dude, and you know, you got PCS, you got deployments, you get kids, you got bills, and your motivation gets zapped up like that. And then when are you going to do it? So, you have to learn to prioritize 2 weeks. That's it. It's not, 4 years of a degree like pursuing your bachelor's, right? This is 2 weeks. That's it. 2 weeks, compress everything in these 2 weeks, and you knock this out. So if you know, like I said, you've already proved to do the hard things. You know how to prioritize. You guys have a set of skills that I don't see too much, in the civilian side, and a lot of companies love to work with um, with military maintainers. Okay, they understand you might be specialized, you have so much responsibility, but when you get on the outside, a lot less responsibilities. You just turn wrench basically, and most of us, that's what we love to do. Okay, now talking about more about the A&P, why the three reasons why fast track works. All right, you focus in, you zero in, you, you remove all distractions. You don't have time to slow down. So you'll study, you know, all day, and that's all you do. A good program is going to help you uh, zero in, no distractions, focus, and that's it. And that's our mission. That's how I wanted to do it, right? We'll help you make it easy to recognize some of the questions and answers. We make it give you the essentials that you need. That is giving us a great track record, right? I mean, of course, if there's changes, we see something we see students kind of like missing quite a bit, we'll add to it, right? And then I've spent thousands of dollars on equipment that at one point, damn fucking FAA, there'll be a streak of people, like say, for example, they miss questions on the power plant. We'll get this whole dang engine, it's like 20 grand, so they can see it visually how it works, and then we find out, and then I'll talk to instructors. They're like, yeah, we really don't need it. It's like, God dang. But hey, that's how committed I am to make sure you guys get the essentials, the necessary stuff to be successful. Okay, well, you don't need motivation, you need a system, you need structure, you need moment. Then once all that comes together, you start taking tests, you start studying, you build momentum, and that will carry you out all the way through until you get your A&P. Okay. Let me know in the comments if you've gone to a prep course or you're looking to get a prep course. Put fast track. If you think it's a scam, put scam, which I'm sure y'all jokesters out there will put it on there. But put it on there if you think it's a scam. Love to hear it. So a lot of these schools are do a great job because one, they love it. Two, even though they're not FAA certified, they give you what you need. Period. Dot. That's it. What is essential? They remove all the fluff, and it's just meat and potatoes. So let's see. Going over my notes here. Um, yeah, here it is. Um, yeah, civilian market is not going to pay you because of your MOS. I mean, yes, to a certain degree, but that's not going to be the everything they're going to need. They love it that you're a crew chief. They love it that you're a sheet metal, but they want you to have that piece of paper so you can sign off jobs. Your 4-year degree is not going to sign off the jobs. You can't. You have to have the A&P. That's the law to sign off certain jobs. Okay. So with you having that, helps the company, put return an aircraft back to service. Because without it, there's no A&P to sign off. The aircraft can't get off the ground. It needs you to be signed off. So if you're serious about doing the fast track, reach out to me first. Let me see. Oh, yeah, put it. I have the link here, school.com/military-maintainers. Press on that link and let's chat. Let's get on a phone call. Let's come up with a plan for you to uh, go from nothing, just using your experience, and I can help you fill the gaps in, get you ready for the interviews, get you ready for the exams, and then leaving with your A&P. Then the next step down the road, when hopefully we're buds. I really hope so, because this is my favorite part, and I always say I will sit down with you and look at opportunities that are out there and get on the phone, get emails. I'll help you, like, uh, I guess in a way hand holding, but I just enjoy it. So connect you with that thing. It's like I might be busy, but I remember uh, one way to make me stop doing other crap is to sit down with you and see what opportunities we can find you. And then yeah, handshake to the employers. Like, I love it. And if we can build a pipeline, even better, because especially if it's a great opportunity, heck yeah, we can build a pipeline and send as many people they need. And because I want you to take advantage of great opportunities. I want you to, like, get, have a great transition, and if this is going to help you, then heck yeah. Obviously it makes it easier if there's a pipeline, but if you're happy with it and they're happy, why not? So crash courses can be 10 days, 14 days, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and then you can knock it out. So just kind of treat it like a deployment. When we go deploy, you don't have family, you don't have your kids around. You just do your work, gym, and then hopefully you get some extra stuff to get done, right? Like, I used to study, get, develop my skills, and I loved it. I love deploying because I get to do the mission that I'm doing is super important. So it's like you have that sense of what's that saying, that you have that sense of not belonging, but like a mission, right? Now it counts. Now it's like the real thing. So that's awesome. And of course, you have to rest, but you go work out. You can focus on working out. You don't have to worry about nothing outside of your tent, you know, because, well, there's nothing you can't, right? You're just in this um, on this base and fixing airplanes, getting your fitness on, and developing skills and education. So same thing, you come here, highly recommend people at least go for walks, but get your fitness in and just cram, 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 cram. Okay. It's going to be, yeah, once you separate, it's going to be one of the best upgrades you're going to do, especially if you're going to continue aviation maintenance. Even if you don't use it, keep it. If you want to get into something else to turn wrenches, keep it. Aircraft mechanic, and working on buses, working on trains, working on elevators, yeah, that's gonna look good. So one last question, what's stopping you? Time, fear, believing that it's not possible. Comment below what it is, one word, or talk to me. What's your story? And we can definitely, if you go to the link here, um, reach out to me. Reach out to us. I think I'm gonna put it on live stream here on YouTube. Let's put it out there. School.com/military maintainers. Yeah, go on there. I just posted it on the comments on the YouTube here. Go on there. That way you can see that we have a lot of stuff going on to help you, to get you started. And we got more stuff coming. But getting you started is going to be super helpful. So if this was helpful, please forward this to somebody else. If you are looking to get it, let's connect. let's come up with a plan that's gonna be best for you, your schedule, your I can do a readiness score. Just comment below ready, and then we can hit the ground running, and we'll build a plan for you, because not everybody's the same. Even though 30 months, you might think like, oh, I just need this, I just need that. No, your schedule, your family, your outside stuff, how do you study, how do you get you prepared? Everybody's different on that. So I'm here to help with that. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful. Gives you little insights of what an A&P prep can do. Like I said, no A&P prep is, has credentials. It's not it's not a FAA thing, but this is to help you pass these courses. Just kind of fill in the gaps, because you have experience, but we fill in the gaps so that you can uh, be successful in those exams. So, all right, guys, pulling chalks. Thank you for listening, um, and hope to see you in school. All right, pulling chalks.